Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades, and I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, enjoyed some relaxation, maybe stayed away from the charts, maybe stayed glued to them. But let's get right into it. Right now we can see that Bitcoin is currently sitting at $23,693. Again, continuing its move towards the upside. As we can see, we just made a new high right here at $23,926, and now we're starting to pull back a tiny little bit here. As you guys can probably tell as well, the bullish divergence is continuing here. So we are going to have to see if this is eventually going to break up towards the upside, or if we're gonna come back down towards the upside, the downside, and get a pullback here. And in my opinion, I think it would favor the pullback side. As you guys can see, we are getting some very strong selling pressures right here on the daily time frame for Bitcoin on the new wave trend indicator. And we guys can take a look right here. Once we saw this many indications of like a bearish divergence starting to play out, we got a big old pullback towards the downside. Again, this was a big pullback during the the 2021 rally. After we got that big old drop here, I'll just measure the move towards the downside. 25% drop. Obviously, I'm not calling for another 25% drop, but at the very least, I think we could come back down to that $19,950 area, or at the very minimum, $21,621, which is this previous highs right here. But we also have some members like Logan's on our Discord doing some analysis as well, and they're expecting a potential pullback to around that $1,500 level, which is right around these previous lows right here. You could just raise up this yellow line, and then you'll find that 18,500 is right there. But for the time being, I'm just gonna keep mine right around these lows right here. And yeah, let's just take a look. Let's take a look at some 4-hour time frames right here. The Bollinger Bands on Bitcoin right here, we're squeezing, and then we got a big explosive move towards the upside. It is starting to retrace right here, so let's see if we see more downside, or if we're just going to keep consolidating until market open on Monday morning, which is 9 hours or 10 hours away from now, not too long. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame on Market Cipher. We can see that we now have a reversal triangle for the trend reversal triangle for Market Cipher here. We can see, let me just pull this up right here so we can see the DBSI numbers. We can see that we have a -3 and an 11 on the weekly time frame, so looking a little bit less bullish, however still bullish. We could technically still push up towards the upside and make a new high, so don't discount that fact. But we can see that the VWAP is starting to come down now, but that red money flow is starting to anchor back up, which is really nice to see, because we really want to see that money flow cut back into the green. However, when it cut back into the green here, that rally was essentially over, right? We got that big rally from that 300% rally when we were deep in that red money flow. So right now we're seeing that red money flow starting to exit. If you guys want better timing, you guys can take a look at some shorter time frames here. Maybe I think that we're looking at the 3-day inside the Discord. We think, yeah, there we go. On the 3-day time frame, you guys can see when we cut back into that green money flow, that move, you could have still got a really nice price to get in on that Bitcoin move. You could have easily made another 175% on that trade. Now we're seeing Bitcoin cut back into that green money flow again. We cut back in December 9th, I think, right around this area, which was really nice to see as well. And Bitcoin basically rallied 37% from here. And now let's take a look at some indices, because that's basically my next topic to cover. Because if the indices keep rallying, the indexes keep rallying, stocks keep rallying, better earnings, stuff like that, and that FOMC statement that's going to be coming out on Wednesday around 2 o'clock, I believe. Let me just pull it up here for you guys. So I know I've covered it in previous videos, but we'll just keep covering it here. So we're just going to open Forex Factory. You guys can also take a look at it on this website. Anyway, it's accessible to anyone. Free website, has information about stock market news and economic data as well. You guys can see nothing big on Monday, so it's going to be a light day on Monday. Markets could easily float back up. Let's take a look at Wednesday. Wednesday, we got the ISM manufacturing PMI, we got ADP non-farm employment change, JOLTS job opening, and again that long-awaited FOMC statement with the federal fund rates, which is expected to increase by 25 basis points. My expectations is basically a 99% chance of increasing by 25 basis points, or 0.25%. And then we have the FOMC conference at 2:30, 30 minutes right after the federal fund rates is increased. And then on Thursday, I don't think we have anything on Thursday other than maybe some the GBP. Excuse me, I'm getting a bullish burp there. Oh no. We're gonna get a 0.5 increase that's expected. And then we got unemployment claims on Thursday. And then Friday, finally, we're going to wrap it up with average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and the unemployment rate. And then the ISM services PMI, not the manufacturing. Manufacturing is going to be Tuesday. Or Wednesday, sorry. What am I saying? Oh my god, I got all my days mixed up now. It's going to be Wednesday. All right, anyways, you guys can take a look at it on your free time. Let's move on and let's keep going. Taking a look at these indices. We can see that we have now broken out past the mother of all trend lines. And I think I've compared it in my past video to that Alibaba breakout, or we could have we confirmed that breakout. You know, we got her up, or we got to move past you know, this major resistance. We rallied and then we hit some major resistance and then we came back and made a new low. Now this is a possible scenario for the S&P, right? We could very easily break out here. We could come back up, you know, potentially maybe even as high as 4,300, and then we could come down and make a new low, right? Then we could potentially come back down to 3,400. So we're just gonna have to see how everything plays out. But for the time being, we still have lots of resistances to overcome, right around 4,120, and then 4,200, and then finally that last resistance, in my opinion, for the S&P is going to be right around 4,300 or 4,315, whatever you want, right around that area. Okay, and basically follow the S&P, and then most markets are going to follow as well, like the Nasdaq, the Russell 2000, and then the Dow Jones as well. Let's dive into commodities now. We can see that gold is getting a slight pullback, right? Actually, not too much of a pullback. Basically, just chopping sideways as the DXY just opened flat to green to flat. Not too much movement there. Just waiting. I think it's just waiting on some data for next week. So I don't think you'll get too much action in gold or silver. However, let's take a look at natural gas, as natural gas just gapped down again. Once again, gapping down to 2.68 now, $2.68, and we can see that it's down another 6%. Oh my god, natural gas is in a complete free fall. It is non-stop dropping. So let's take a look at some lower time frames right here. We can see that the 20 EMA has proven to be significant resistance for nat gas. It has, oh, let me just reset that line there. You guys can see that it's consistently being rejected. And this goes on right here as well. We broke out past over here a little bit, and it ultimately got rejected, and then we tagged it on Friday, and then we got that big drop down right here. So it looks like we got rejected once again, which is quite unfortunate because we do have a long position on that gas. It is pretty big, but we could still add to it. I still have a significant amount of margin left, so we're gonna have to see what's gonna happen in the coming days. You guys can, however, take a look at that fib retracement that we could draw right here from this low all the way to this high. We are basically at that 1.618 right here, at just a tad lower, right around $2.50 or $2.64, not 50 cents. 50 cents is like all the way down here. But yeah, we got that, sorry, not that 1.618, that 2.618 is all the way down here. So we could technically go a tiny bit lower. We're gonna have to see how this one plays out. However, I do think that nat gas is getting quite oversold here. Again, another bullish divergence. We did make a new low. We're basically flat right around this low, trying to hold this level at $2.67. As you guys can see, this was previous support right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here, and right here as well. But again, nat gas has a ton of support. Could it go lower? Yes, it could. You know, its lowest point is basically right around these lows. We can get on that weekly time frame here. You guys can zoom out. It's probably around $1.67, but its all-time low, I think, is $1.09. But I really doubt that it will get to that level. But anything can happen, guys. Just be careful when you're trading. You know, you guys can use some risk management. Don't go all in, obviously, but you know, it's all up to you. Do whatever you want. Again, 4-hour time frame, a little bit of a bullish divergence. So you guys can actually run it on the wave trend indicator that I have. let's take a look at it. We are getting some buy signals on that daily time frame. We got one up here, but we didn't get any MACD cross. And now we got that MACD cross right here, and you know, we want to see these lines expand a bit, and we want to see some more upside, obviously, but you know, it is starting to break down. So let's just keep a close eye on it. However, we are getting pretty close to a bottom indicator as well on that wave trend X as well. So let's see how everything plays out. I'm still in the camp that we will see some more upside. I think that Wall Street keeps pushing this down. It's never enough for them, but overall, still very bullish. Let's take a look at US oil right here. We can see that US oil, again, WTI getting rejected at $83 or $82.57. And we are starting to come back down. Your next level of support is basically going to be from this trend line at $75.75. If we don't hold that, then you know your next level is going to be right around these previous lows. If those don't hold, in my opinion, you're going back to $65 a barrel. But you know, we're gonna have to see how everything plays out. Just be patient. We got a lot of news this week. We got big earnings. We got Apple, Google, Amazon. We got Meta, and we got Exxon Mobil, which is another big short that we got going as well. Let's take a look at Exxon Mobil very quickly before we end the video. You guys can take a look here. Let's remove these Bollinger Bands for just a second, so you guys can get a little bit of a better picture. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Again, we got a bearish divergence. Again, starting from the lows right around January 2022 all the way here to January 2023, and I think we're getting to that climax here. Don't mind this big wick. This was an error on the stock market that day. I think the price just opened all the way down here, and then they had to halt trading, so don't mind that big wick. It actually was an incorrect data that has to be removed eventually, I think. But overall, I think we are getting to some peak resistances here. We have earnings coming up on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be, yeah, January 31st. So we got some big earnings there. Let's see how everything's going to play out. We got Chevron that came out with better than expected. Actually, they actually got a surprise on the EPS, but they got record revenue, right? And they even introduced a $75 billion stock buyback program. And, you know, I don't know why these companies like Chevron and stuff, and like Meta did the same thing back in the day. They're introducing these stock buyback programs when the stock is trading at an all-time high. It's very interesting to me that they would buy their stock at the like near their all-time high levels, basically trading at their all-time highs. And I don't know if Exxon is going to come out with something similar, but it would be a pretty stupid thing, in my opinion, to do, to buy your stock back at the all-time high and then watch your stock go down, because now you bought your stock back at like 116 and then it'll go down to like 65, and then you book a huge loss, like a net capital loss, right? And I don't know, I don't see the whole ideology by doing that, because I know that Meta was doing that when they were buying their stock back at $330 as a share. And then you guys could see that Meta, like basically when they started their stock buyback program, they went as low as 74%, but now they're back up to 53%. By the way, Meta is tagging that 200-day moving average, so we're gonna have to see if we get rejected from here or if we're just gonna keep rallying to the moon. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Really appreciate the support. If you guys want to join the Discord, it's free for everyone. But if you guys want to get access to my trades, which have not been doing that great lately, unfortunately, but I'm going to be posting my profit loss history tonight and updating it for you guys. If you guys want to join, the link's in the description. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Peace.